Well, the NFL's investigation into the Brett Favre sexting scandal is over. The superstar quarterback fined $50,000. Ouch! He's not been suspended or forced to do anything else. Is that sufficient punishment, or is it a slap on the wrist? Let's bring in our power panel. Former prosecutor and host of Fox News Live at foxnews.com, Kimberly Guilfoyle, Fox News correspondent Ainsley Earhardt, and host of Red Eye, Greg Gutfeld. All, by the way, are part of our New Year's Eve special tomorrow night. Yay! So we have a very special power panel tonight.
Very exciting.
Look at Greg. He's like, is this what we do? We clap? Okay. Is that how this show works? Brett Favre. Okay, so he's going to get fined $50,000, which is what he makes in about 4.5 minutes of game time. So, ow, that wrist must hurt.
Yeah, exactly. We're crying for him. I don't think so. This is really inappropriate. That's not an appropriate fine whatsoever. It doesn't match what he did.
And they say he didn't cooperate with the investigation. They say we couldn't do more because he wouldn't cooperate.
How about
his
poor wife? His wife is a cancer survivor,
Yeah.
written books. I feel sorry for her.
I have to disagree. I think the punishment fits the size.
Oh! Just for those of you at home, the allegation
pictures.
is that Brett Favre sent naughty pictures of himself, and I'm just saying down south in Rio, to his to an alleged sideline reporter, and I use the term reporter loosely.
Not a great way to impress women, by the way. It's not like you're a Chinese restaurant where you put the picture of the food up on the window to get people to come in.
I guess.
Women do not like this.
Why do you guys do that?
I don't
Well, it
know.
didn't work.
Not guys.
It didn't work.
Professional athletes are idiots. They are idiots.
They're
It's
not the
not
only
pretty.
ones
Girls
doing
don't
this.
want to see that.
I don't think
Greg,
we
do
can
not send them.
Can we really condemn all
It's too
guys?
late.
Like, why do you guys do this? I think it's like a very niche group that sends pictures like that.
You know, it's a modern phenomenon with digital with phones.
She would know. She got one last
Just
week.
ask Fox News Security.
Yeah,
they don't want to
telling
see
you.
any more emails forwarded from me.
Don't
I'm telling
give
you.
anybody
Kimberly,
ideas, Kimberly.
Kimberly, I want to apologize for that. It wasn't meant for you.
It was great.
Okay, well, why did Jen Sturger wait 2 years to come out with this? Didn't this happen
Well,
like
in
years
her
ago?
defense, it was a reporter at Deadspin.com
Right.
who broke the
Right,
story,
broke
and
the
that's
story.
their job is to break it. And he basically violated her confidence because he realized it is a story, and sure enough, it was.
Well, where did he get those pictures, though?
Oh, I'm sure she cooperated after the fact, although she denies it.
By the way, this
Poor
doesn't
Brett.
discourage anybody from doing this.
Can I
right?
just
They're
ask
like
you?
50?
Can I just ask you before we move on? Is there anybody who still likes Brett Favre?
Well, no.
I'm retired. No, I'm not. I'm retired. No, I'm not.
extra
He's
creepy-
very talented. He's a great athlete.
The extra creepy
Was a
thing
great
is that he's a
athlete.
grandfather. That makes it even weirder.
It is. It's
I don't know.
not
I feel
nice.
uncomfortable.
It's
Okay,
not a good
about the whole
look.
thing. Meantime, as it turns out, you know how y'all thought after you got out of middle school, the mean girl thing would stop? Guess again. Not only does this keep going in high school and college and law school and professional world, it keeps going all the way to 76-year-old and living in Chandler, Arizona retirement community. Poor Doris Lohr, retired secretary, talking about the cliques that are meaner than mean. They don't allow you to take part in anything. It's gotten so humiliating she no longer visits the communal spaces because she's not one of the cool girls. Look at poor Doris. Look at her.
I have to say, I've heard
thing.
about this before. I think it's true. You know, they don't go after your lunch money now. They go after your Social Security check. They corner you and they...
She's not complaining about the government. It's the other mean seniors.
Yeah, but I mean, this is because we live longer and people are healthier and they have the time and effort to bully.
And the energy.
And the energy.
Do we
never,
Geritol
do
vitamins.
we never
about
grow
this.
out of this, though? Do we
I know.
never
That's
grow
what I
out
thought
of
about
this?
when I read the story.
Don't you, when you graduate to the next stage of life, don't you always
I was
think
looking
this will
forward
be
to
the
the
end
rest
of that?
home, to be honest, for my Golden Girls moment with extra blush, still the lashes, and of course,
I'll
and
be
my
next door to you.
Jello.
We'll all live together
Why is it
and we'll
always
have our
women?
cocktail hour.
Yes, and
Why
we'll be
is it
nice
always
to everyone.
women?
Well,
That's right.
didn't you ever get bullied when you were a kid?
There's
no way you were not bullied.
Yes, I was. But we settled that. He's buried out in the backyard.
Well, that's the thing about men is that they bully. They tend to, sort of one punches the other, and that's the end of it. With girls, it's an ongoing psychological torture,
It's worse.
including for poor Doris at age 76.
Well, the nursing home needs to step in
she
and
just
say
wants to play
something. They said
checkers.
they don't condone bullying. They should not condone this. This happened in the clubhouse. All the ladies get together in the clubhouse. Now this lady doesn't feel comfortable going
How
to the
can they
clubhouse.
make the old ladies include Doris?
They
How can
can't.
they make
That's
it?
the problem. They're saying that we want to encourage it. We wish everyone would get along. We want to encourage courteous, respectful behavior and everyone to be friendly and social hour, but they're not complying. They're like, we don't care.
Yeah, you get to the point in life. It's like, if Fox News says you three have to associate with Greg, they can't make us.
Well, actually, they do.
Well, wait a minute.
Actually,
I want to send Dora some cookies.
Okay. I know. We love
Yeah.
Dora. Dora,
Yeah,
we
we
love
love
you
her.
here at Fox News. Don't listen to
we
those
do.
mean girls.
Right.
Okay, so now terrible story. She's a French model and an actress, Isabelle Caro. You may have seen her in the news over the past couple of years. Horribly suffering from anorexia, and went very public with a nude ad campaign to to show the devastation that anorexia can cause to a body. And now she is dead at age 28. Kimberly, I know that you had some time in the modeling world. There is just so much pressure on young women to be stick figures.
There really is tremendous amount of psychological pressure, and the women just start to only consider their self-esteem and their value with like their, weight and how they look in clothes and what size they are. And it's a very competitive environment, and you're really encouraged to be very thin.
And anorexia and bulimia run rampant, not just in the modeling industry, but in television, movies. It's like you're not allowed to have an ounce of fat on you.
I wish that these modeling companies wouldn't use them if they're so skinny.
Right. That's what she was pushing
for. To be thin is fine, but to be that skinny where you're risking your life, I wish they wouldn't use them.
Let me ask you, as somebody who objectifies women on a daily basis,
terrible.
Do you feel responsible at all for the pressure that women feel?
No, because the editors of fashion magazines are women, not men.
They're the worst. And you used to be at a men's magazine.
Well, at Maxim and at Stuff, the women were always full-figured. Believe me. All the stick figure models were in the Marie Claires and the L's and the Glamours. They weren't in our magazine.
As my old trainer used to say, is only a dog likes a bone.
Yeah.
Right, I like it.
That could be taken a number of ways, Megyn.
Keep it together.
I think I should just end here. It's a sad story.
No, but so you blame women. It's a decent point because women put so much pressure on other women.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it was a man or a woman, but
women too, I believe.
Somebody said to this gal when she was getting into the modeling agency, like, you need to lose a little bit, and she wound up weighing 68 pounds at 5 feet 4 inches, and that wasn't even her low point. And she died after having, not recovered, but she was getting better, and she still died.
It does tremendous damage to your system too, and very quickly. And just even for women that are anorexic or bulimic, like the throwing up, you rot your teeth, your hair falls out.
How do you stop it?
First, you have to understand, and this is, I think, the problem with the campaign that she was engaged in, is that it is a mental illness. These are people that they are inflicting it upon themselves, and I'm not so sure using her in the campaign helped her by giving her the attention when, in fact, she really needed more than that kind of attention. She needed serious physical help.
They say those pro-anorexia websites used it like they thought it actually was a sign of beauty. Like they held up that picture
that was pretty.
and thought it was something to aspire to.
Yeah, psychologically, they see a completely different image. When they look in the mirror, then say, I look at them right there and say, well, this is a beautiful woman, and she's a thin woman. They don't see that at all.
They can look at you and say, you're a thin woman, but they don't. If they have the same body or even thinner, they look at themselves and see fat.
I think all women suffer with that, though. There are times in our lives where we thought we were big, and then you go back and look at those pictures a decade ago or whatever, and you realize how thin you really were.
Especially in my case, where you now do the split screen.
You look great. You look
just
great.
saying,
You're just belly. You're just belly.
TV is a good humbler. Okay, so now we've got Elton John, Sir Elton John, who at age 62 has decided to become a father. He and his partner, David Furnish, have welcomed a baby, Zachary Jackson Levon Furnish and John is the child's name. And the question is this too old? Because he was just denied the opportunity to adopt a child for being too old. And now he has one through a surrogate, biologically.
I think this is great because if you're an old celebrity, spend your money on kids, not cocaine. I mean, this is
message, Greg. Is this going to be your platform when you run for office?
Exactly. But this is, when you no longer have a drug habit, you've got all this money that you could spend on unfortunate kids. I want him to adopt me.
Yeah,
that kid is going to have a better life than all of us.
Yeah,
but the criticism is the age. Criticism is the age.
Right.
The thing is, if he were a married man, to a man or a woman,
he'd be able to have.
Yeah, men can have. That's the thing. Men can have children as
at 90 years of age, right?
Tony Randall. Remember, Tony Randall had one at like 72.
Yeah.
Being rich and gay helps, though. I mean, he's
in finding a surrogate?
Yeah, I think
I want to know who the biological father is.
Well, they haven't said whether it's Elton, his partner, or somebody else altogether, but the criticism already coming out of Sir Elton saying this child's just going to be, and I quote, an accessory for the notoriously obsessive Sir Elton. If that's true, that's nobody's business. I mean, the problem is you have a lot of people who can reproduce, and that's
they have a right to do it,
right?
Yeah.
That accessory is going to be eating better than me.
Right, that accessory like diamonds.
Yeah. So I think it's a good thing. Adoption is so difficult For I mean, I know the horror stories of people trying to get kids. So anybody that could get into a good home.
He was trying to adopt a child with AIDS, and he
Right.
couldn't get the
He was
child.
denied
And now that
that
child has
opportunity.
no family.
Right.
He could have had this
Which is
upbringing.
wrong. That's
Yeah.
the problem. So if you have somebody that's that earnest and wants to have a child and help a child, why wouldn't you let them, you know, in that
Well,
sense?
apparently he's had some experience because did you know he was godfather to David and Victoria Beckham's 3 sons?
Yeah.
Yes, and
Who knew?
to Elizabeth Hurley's.
Yes, and to
baby
Sean
as
Lennon.
well. Yeah.
That just-
I mean, he's like, you know, he's like the godfather.
That is great for
But he's a
Christmas.
very nice
Godfather.
man. I've met him at one of his
I know,
Elton's
he is a
on AIDS
sweetheart.
benefits, and he's really nice.
Listen, I saw him at Rush Limbaugh's wedding, which was an odd
There
place
you
to run
go.
into Elton John.
That's right. You
And he was a true dear and a prince of a man. So congratulations to him. In any event,
Well wishes.
panel, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I
It's
can't
on.
believe it's tomorrow night.
I'm worried about you.
You guys don't even haven't
Somebody
even
give
told
him
me
a
what I'm
wake-up
doing
call.
yet. So I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
he's
stand there and be
confused.
very quiet.
All I know is when we put you out in that crowd the last time and they had those big Nivea hats,
Yes.
something was said that shouldn't have been said, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Oh, boy.
That is true. I remember now why you didn't have me on the year after.
You got banned for a year.
So he's off probation. He's back in. Let's see what you can do.
There is
Yes.
going to be a parole
And I
violation.
heard we need to bundle up.
Immediately.
You've done this before.
Not so bad. Not so bad.
this year?
40 degrees is balmy.
So we're getting it. We're having it easy, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you guys
the
got
newbies.
it made. And I got my little, portable
Your little
oven, so it's all good. All right, panel.
true.
See you
Thanks,
tomorrow.
we'll see you
All
tomorrow.
right.
Like I said, tomorrow night, Times Square starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Hemmer and I will be co-hosting. These 3 will be with us, and we're really looking forward to it, along with Rick Leventhal, folks, who will be out there as he is for us, the intrepid Leventhal, every year.